So today we're installing a nuke in an observation hive. We're picking up the nuke at this apiary. The bees were flying really awesome that day, and it's a pretty nice day. Good weather, nice sunny. And we're grabbing a 5-frame nuke from this apiary. James Powers is going to teach me how to install this nuke into the observation hive, as I've never done this before. He's been one of my mentors for years. So he's going to open the nuke and take the individual frames out of the nuke and place them inside the observation hive. This observation hive has 8 frames to it, 4 levels, and each level has 2 frames in it. I'm not sure where they got this observation hive from, but it's located at Rogers Conservation Center in Sherburne, New York. So if you'd like to go see it, that's where it's located. Now he's starting to take the frames out of the nuke and put into the observation hive. Checking for the queen to see if he sees the queen, eggs, pollen, brood. And then placing each frame into the observation hive. So there's 5 frames in the nuke, and so the 3 other frames were from what were in the observation hive before. There's a lot of brood there. There's a little queen cup, so we're going to take that queen cup off just so they get established and don't swarm on us. Still looking for the queen. We weren't able to locate her when we were putting this in. He's checking out to see if maybe she was inside there. Now what he's going to do is take a frame that was in the observation hive, and the bees will go to that frame, and it'll be easier to get most of the bees into the hive. He had a little issue with his smoker. It wouldn't stay lit, but we were so busy trying to do everything else, it didn't make a difference. And just giving them a little smoke so they'll go onto that frame. And now as he pulls it out, you'll see a lot of the bees have attached themselves or crawled up onto that frame. And there, he placed the last frame into the observation hive. And now we need to get the rest of the bees out of the nuke and into the hive. It was pretty interesting the way he did it. He's going to knock the bees off onto the ground, and because the queen is in there somewhere, they can smell her scent, and they will crawl up into the observation hive. He'll smoke behind them, and it'll help push them into the observation hive, which was really fun to watch because we got almost every single bee into that hive. I think there was like 5 bees on the outside of the hive. So we're putting the outside door on just so they can go up in. and they're fanning the entrance outside. They're fanning it so the queen, they're blowing the scent of the queen outside so the other bees know where she is. So they marched right into the hive. There's an opening in the side of the hive that has a tube that goes outside. And we did open that up so they could go into that area too. And there he's opening it up so they have another spot to get into the hive. While the rest of the bees go inside and get into the hive, we're gonna go check the outside hive that they have there. Notice he's having a little issue with his smoker. There we go. And now the bees will go into that little crack that we left open and into the hole that normally has, that gray thing normally has a hose so the bees can get in and out. There's ventilation on top of the hive and on the side of the hive, and you'll put a board over that plexiglass when people aren't looking at the hive, because they're used to it being dark anyways inside of their normal hive. Now we're on the other hive that they have located on the property. So we want to check to make sure that there's a queen and eggs. Make sure there's no varroa mite. Jamie did say the queen is laying. And those right there are drone cells. If you notice the big puffed out ones, those are for drones. We did see a few bees hatching out while he was checking for eggs and stuff. Right now he's checking the drone comb. If you pull out a few of the drones, you can check to see if there's any mites on them. And there just happened to be mites on there, so he said the best thing to do would be to treat them as soon as possible. The queen was laying eggs. She was, every single cell had eggs in it. And there's a lot of brood around the outside there that you can see. And all that in the center all had eggs in it. We were watching a few being born. Now he's just checking for some chalk brood. He said that seemed like they may have had a little bit of chalk brood in there, but they'll clean that all up now that the hive's gotten a lot stronger. They seem to be a pretty good hive. It looks like she was laying really spotty, but there was eggs in all those empty holes, so this should be a pretty good hive. And I can't remember if we saw the queen in that one or not. I think we found the queen in that hive. So now the observation hive should be ready to be installed. And we're taking it in, but we couldn't tape all this because the videographer had to stop and help us pick it up and put it on the table. Hope you enjoyed our video. Thanks. Have a great day.